A billionaire laughed loudly, placing a chess piece with pride, never noticing the quiet confidence in the little girl's eyes. People gathered around the table in surprise, whispering about the challenge that sounded more like humiliation than a game. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. The maid stood behind her daughter silently, worry and dignity fighting together inside her tired but watchful eyes. The billionaire promised $100 million if she won, his voice echoing arrogance shaped by years of unquestioned power. Cameras lifted instantly, sensing drama, while the girl calmly adjusted the board, her fingers steady beyond her young age. The first move shocked him slightly, precise and fearless, carrying a confidence he never expected from someone so small. He smirked and countered quickly, believing experience alone would crush hope before the game truly even began today. But the girl studied the board quietly, her gaze focused, as if she saw paths invisible to everyone else watching nearby. The maid clenched her hands nervously, remembering nights of silent practice, sacrifice hidden behind everyday hardship. Sunlight reflected off the chess pieces, creating tension thick enough to silence even the murmuring crowd around them. And in that moment, the billionaire realized this was no simple game, but a challenge that would test more than skill. The billionaire studied the board again, smile steady, yet something unfamiliar stirred quietly beneath his practiced calm. The girl's next move arrived without hesitation, calm precision, pressing pressure where his confidence once stood firm. Whispers grew louder around them, curiosity replacing amusement as positions shifted beyond expectations of power. He advanced boldly, striking with calculated force, determined to reassert control before uncertainty could take root. But her counter came instantly, elegant and sharp, turning his attack into a weakness he had not foreseen. The maid watched with trembling hands, pride and fear intertwined, knowing dignity was already on the line. Phones lifted higher, capturing every move, as tension thickened like air before a storm no one predicted. He laughed again, louder this time, yet the sound carried strain, masking doubt pressing quietly within. The girl adjusted a bishop softly, eyes steady, as if she heard a rhythm guiding each deliberate choice. Light glinted across the board, shadows stretching long, framing a contest far deeper than a simple game. For a fleeting moment, his certainty faltered, replaced by a question he could neither ignore nor answer. And while no winner stood yet, the balance had begun to shift in ways pride could no longer deny. The billionaire's fingers paused mid-air, sensing pressure growing where certainty once guided every confident decision he made. The girl studied the board quietly, her calm breathing steady, as if chaos around her could never break her focus. A sudden capture shocked the crowd, her move precise, removing a piece he considered central to his control of the game. His smile tightened slightly, pride resisting doubt, yet calculation replaced arrogance in his sharpened, watchful gaze. The maid's eyes filled with silent hope, remembering sacrifices made in shadows no one here had ever witnessed. He advanced cautiously now, testing her defense, searching for weakness that experience insisted must exist somewhere. But her response came again without delay, controlled and fearless, closing paths he once believed were safe and open. Spectators leaned closer, sensing history forming quietly, a moment where power might bow before unexpected courage. The billionaire shifted in his seat slowly, realizing the rhythm of the game no longer followed his command alone. The girl touched a pawn gently, then moved with purpose, a simple action carrying consequences far beyond appearance. A hush settled across the gathering, tension thick, as realization spread that the outcome was no longer predictable. And deep within his thoughts, a truth began rising slowly. This child was not lucky, she was extraordinary. The billionaire adjusted his tie slowly, buying time, realizing control had begun slipping from hands once never challenged. The girl's eyes never left the board, calm intensity guiding choices that quietly dismantled strategies built on confidence. A powerful exchange unfolded suddenly, pieces falling in sequence, each move tightening pressure around his guarded king. Murmurs turned into stunned silence, the crowd witnessing a shift where wealth could no longer guarantee authority or victory. He leaned back briefly, exhaling slowly, calculation replacing arrogance as doubt finally entered his guarded thoughts. The maid pressed her hands together softly, praying without words, strength rising from love no fear could overcome. He advanced a rook decisively, a final attempt to reclaim initiative before control vanished completely beyond recovery. But her response arrived instantly again, precise and fearless, sealing a position that trapped more than pieces alone. Light shifted across the board, shadows stretching longer, reflecting tension that now belonged equally to both sides. For the first time, his laughter disappeared entirely, replaced by focus, sharpened by the possibility of defeat. The girl remained silent, yet her presence spoke clearly. Courage does not announce itself, it simply acts when needed. And in that fragile moment, realization settled deeply. This game was becoming a lesson he never expected to face. Silence wrapped the hall tightly, every spectator sensing the moment where certainty dissolves into fragile uncertainty slowly. The billionaire studied the board intensely, searching for escape, yet every path seemed quietly sealed by her foresight. He moved his queen with precision, a bold defense meant to restore balance before collapse became unavoidable. Her fingers hovered briefly, then placed a knight forward, calm courage guiding a choice beyond ordinary experience. A ripple of shock crossed the room as the position shifted again, advantage slipping further beyond his reach. He removed his glasses slowly, wiping them carefully, delaying acceptance of a reality pride resisted fiercely within. The maid watched with moist eyes, seeing not victory, but her daughter's strength shining through hardship endured silently. Another move followed from her without hesitation, quiet confidence replacing fear that once shadowed every step she took. Pressure mounted visibly on his face, the weight of reputation heavier than any wager he once declared proudly. The board now reflected truth clearly. Status could not command outcomes where discipline and patience prevailed quietly. He inhaled deeply, understanding this contest was no longer about chess alone, but humility confronting illusion directly. And in that growing stillness, destiny edged closer, preparing a moment that would redefine every witness forever. The billionaire leaned forward slowly, realizing the end game had arrived sooner than his pride ever allowed him to imagine. The girl observed quietly, her steady breath guiding decisions shaped by patience far beyond her young years alone. He sacrificed a piece deliberately, a desperate attempt to confuse rhythm and reclaim control slipping from grasp. She paused for a moment only, then captured precisely, turning his gamble into a path he could not escape now. A low whisper moved across the hall, disbelief spreading as reality replaced assumptions people once held firmly. The maid covered her mouth gently, emotions trembling between fear and faith in her daughter's unwavering courage tonight. He scanned the board repeatedly, searching for errors, yet every angle confirmed the truth closing around him. Her final strategy unfolded quietly, each move simple, direct, inevitable, like truth revealing itself without force. Time seemed to slow, tension pressing heavily as spectators witnessed confidence surrendering before unexpected brilliance. He placed his king back carefully, hands no longer steady, pride dissolving into silent acceptance of outcome. She lifted her eyes briefly, not with triumph, but with calm respect for the struggle that had unfolded fully. And in that suspended breath of silence, defeat stood one move away, waiting to be spoken without resistance. The room held its breath completely, every eye fixed on the board where fate balanced on a single silent decision. The billionaire studied the position again, but certainty had vanished, replaced by acceptance slowly settling within. Her hand moved gently toward the final piece, confidence, calm, steady, shaped by struggle far beyond this moment. He looked at her quietly, no arrogance left, only recognition of strength he had once refused to see clearly. The maid closed her eyes softly, whispering hope, her faith stronger than fear that once controlled every heartbeat. A final exchange unfolded on the board, simple yet decisive, leaving no defense, no escape, no illusion remaining. The crowd leaned forward together, tension breaking into awe as realization spread across every watching face slowly. He touched his king lightly, pausing for a moment, honoring a lesson pride had long resisted, learning deeply. She waited respectfully, never rushing victory, her silence carrying dignity wealth could never purchase or command. The billionaire exhaled slowly, then nodded once, a gesture of acceptance heavier than any defeat before witnessed. Checkmate stood undeniable, not shouted, not celebrated loudly, but present like truth no one could deny any more. And in that quiet end, humiliation transformed into awakening, marking the beginning of change within a guarded heart. Applause rose slowly, not for wealth defeated, but for courage revealed where no one expected strength to appear before. The billionaire stood up quietly, respect replacing pride, understanding true greatness cannot be measured by money alone. He walked toward the girl gently, extending his hand, acknowledging a lesson delivered without anger or revenge today. She shook his hand calmly, dignity shining softly, proving humility grows strongest in hearts shaped by hardship. The maid wept silently nearby, relief and gratitude flowing together, witnessing justice unfold through unexpected grace. He honored his promise fully, yet offered more, education support, ensuring her future would never face barriers again. Reporters captured the moment eagerly, but transformation remained personal, a truth witnessed beyond cameras and noise. He later spoke softly to the audience, admitting arrogance blinded him to potential hidden behind quiet lives always. The girl returned home with her mother, hope brighter than ever, their bond strengthened by truth and perseverance together. From that day forward, he changed his path, choosing respect first where judgment once ruled every decision blindly. Some victories reshape more than outcomes. They rebuild hearts, willing to accept truth without resistance or fear anymore. Every ending hides a new beginning. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and step into the next story with us.